Hello, beautiful souls. Whew. I have just had an incredible morning. I have been up since 5 o'clock this morning. I am trying out a different ritual routine and I am immersing myself in minimalism. So I have had, to do this really big purging of personal belongings, and I did my first run of personal belongings to the charity store this morning, left it out there, heaps of stuff. I'm talking about my car being packed. But because I got up so early and I had time to ground and to center and to recalibrate before my children woke up in their, in all of their joy, I feel incredible. And I feel like I've accomplished so much more before I've even the day's really even begun. So I have a day full of readings to do because I have just reopened up my store, my Etsy store, and I'm offering a 10% discount at the moment in honor of Beltane and Samhain, so the veil thinning, and the code for that is the veil 17, and you can use that on any one of my readings, essentially, or spirit work sessions, that kind of business. But that's what I've done also this morning. Opened up my shop, taken it off holiday mode. I'm just fully in there and I'm recalibrating at the moment, and dropped my daughter off early at school, which is awesome, and went to the post office. And at the post office there was this package. Now I've been talking to the artist of this particular deck for quite some time. She was an artist that was actually on Spread This Witches, and we had the opportunity to talk with her and her absolutely incredible deck. Now I just want to say this ahead of time. Every time I talk about a deck, I say that it's amazing. I know, because I love tarot, but I've got to say this deck is one of the most incredible decks I have ever seen. The artwork is the most evocative. I would go as far as to say that, and it pains me to say this, but it triggers an emotional response far deeper than the Marielle Tarot for me personally. And so I have, it was incredible. And the creator of this deck is mass producing it. Her amazing deck, of course, got picked up. I do believe it's by Schiffer. And so Schiffer is in the process of doing their thing with that deck. But she, as a thank you, she allowed myself, Alora, and Chase to purchase a copy of the deck directly from her. And so my copy of the deck arrived now, because it took me a long time to actually organize that to happen, as I had just launched my own deck. So good morning Jessie, good morning Kristen, good morning Bunny Kisses, good morning Crystal Moon. Okay, so now initially I wanted Alora on here for this particular reason, because she has all of the information on the artist. Let me just see. No, I did message her going, hey, are you presentable? And she's probably going, fuck no, get away from me. I don't know what I'm doing here. Hi Tanya, hi Jennifer, hi Andrea, Gargoyle, Silly Me. Hello. So as I was saying, Alora was initially the person that found this, and she found Ellie's other deck, which is a beautifully done, unbelievably done Harry Potter deck. If you love Harry Potter, then you are going to like this. It's not cartoonish in the slightest. It's detailed sketches. She does very beautiful sketch work. And she's a very talented artist, and I've got to say that it's an incredible deck. If you love Harry Potter, forget the Harry Potter tarots that you've heard about. If you love Harry Potter, this is the Harry Potter deck for you. It just reminded me of that. That's a little card of hers there. Now, she didn't mass produce the Harry Potter tarot, so you have to get in touch with her personally through perhaps her Deviant art page and acquire it in that capacity. But she was not permitted to sell it in a mass marketed version because of rights. The makers or the owner of the rights of that particular movie didn't permit it. So now the name of this deck is the New Era Elements, and the artist is Eleanor Piper, and she's so kindly signed that little for me. This is the backing of the deck here. And this is I wouldn't necessarily, it's sort of a black and white, but it's not exactly black and white. It's basically pencil. I don't even know how to describe it except to say that it's amazing. And so I'm going to do a flip through for you. Perhaps not a full flip through, because as you guys know, my copyright regulations here in Australia don't allow me to expose someone's full artwork. All right, so I'll do a full walk of the majors, though. I always do a full walk of the majors. So here is your full card. The Magician. There is a beautiful modern aspect to this one. This is the High Priestess. There's a modern aspect, a modern infusion. Ellie's an academic, and so she researched her subjects, her art, her vision quite intensely. And there is a guidebook, a digital download of the guidebook for this particular deck. Get ready for the Empress. I just feel a bit like, whoa. That's the Empress. Look at that. It is so vivid. We have the Emperor. There is the Hierophant. As someone who is quite fond of the Hierophant, I'm actually quite protective of the Hierophant. If you're a member of Tarot Nerds, then you will have read a post that I put up there recently. It wasn't a post, it was a question asking what particular tarot card you felt protective of. And for me, I feel very protective of the Hierophant and how it is oftentimes depicted, even in more modern decks. I find that the religious aspect, the masculine religious rigidity of these more standard depictions, I find them to be very distasteful, and I find that they completely disconnect from the true core meaning of the Hierophant as I see it. Not as the world should see it, but as I see it. And for me, Hierophant is and will always be crone. That's just my thing. Doesn't have to be everybody's thing. The name of the deck is New Era Elements by Eleanor Piper. So that's, once again, there's the Hierophant. We have the Lovers here, and this is the sweetest little Lovers card. I'll try and tell me if that's not clear enough for you. I'll hold them up for a little bit longer so that you can drink them in. We have the Chariot. Isn't it beautiful? Oh. We have Strength. Well, I don't think that it's actually Strength, though. I think that it might be maybe Justice. And it's called Adjustment here. So here we have the Hermit. See what I mean about the artwork? It's quite raw. and it's quite real. It's accessible. This is an image that I would have seen with my own eyes in Brazil, for instance, and it's an image that I can personally connect with because it is not detached from my time, from my sphere of consciousness. Likewise, on most of these images, we have the Wheel of Fortune here. What's interesting is that there's like a double helix kind of feeler DNA kind of thing going on in the background there. Sorry, I've got an itchy nose. We have strength at 11. Look at that beautiful lion. Just look at it. Then we have a very sexy looking hangman. Here we have death. Here we have temperance. This next card it's a sensitive one, and I want to give this little bit of a warning. So I would like to for you to either take a very deep breath and prepare to collect yourself, or to look away. It will have a trigger effect here for some people, and it will be something that will still be difficult to see, no matter who you are, if you have a sensitive soul. And I have a sensitive soul, so I had to kind of collect myself for this. Okay, take a deep one, guys. If you are interested in finding out a little bit about the story behind this deck, then I highly recommend that you watch one of the Spread This Witches episodes. I think it might have actually been on Alora's channel. She could have uploaded it to the Spread This Witches channel, but I think it was on Alora's channel. And Ellie specifically spoke about the difficulty that she had with that particular card, and how she went through an enormous amount of digital files, and it was a very difficult card for her to create, and it's not my place to try to describe her experience creating that card. But if you want to hear it with your own ears, then have a look at that interview with Ellie, and she'll be able to tell you where she drew her inspiration, what kind of difficulties she faced as she was doing this. And there you have it. The Tower, it's never a nice card anyway. We have the Star. We have the Moon. I think this is a lovely moon. And then we have the Sun. This is one of the very first cards that I saw, and there's another one here that's a little bit like, wow, that I just went, oh my God, look at that. And I remember myself, Chase, and Alora going through her DeviantArt page and having a look at the file for the New Era Elements, and that is available to you as well. You can go on DeviantArt, find Eleanor Piper, and have a look for yourself. But there were a couple that were just like, oh my God, look at that one. Oh my God, look at that one. And we were like crazy about it. This is Judgment. It's a striking image that I think a few people can relate to. The Universe. There we go. So I'm going to, oh my gosh. I'm going to flip through. I'll show you the aces for all the suits, and then I'm going to flip through the highlights and show you which ones are like the, whoa. Hang on, I've got a thing. Why? Why did I just get beat? Why? What am I missing? Oof. I'll show the court. Yeah, I'll show the court. Okay, so this is the ace, and we start with the ace of fire. For those of you who really gel with astrological associations, symbolisms, things like that, you'll find it there. It's there. This is the 2. God, they're so good. There's the 3. She's gone a bit more thoth with her keywords. Affection. Oh, I'm just going to show you. Conflict. Victory. Nine. I distinctly remember her talking about this one. This is a laser room. She tells you the story of that one. We have oppression here. And we're at the court. Okay, the court is particularly spectacular. Let me just move some shit around. Please excuse me. The daughter of fire. It's a bit shut your face, isn't it? It's a bit like stunningly up close, visceral, interconnected, triggering, emotive. It is all of the things. Son of fire. Just stunning. Mother of fire. Father of fire. My fan is doing a fabulous job of making a ticking sound that I've only just noticed, and now that I've noticed it, it's going to piss me off. We are now in water. That is the 2. Then we have abundance for the 3. We have disappointment for the 5. Happiness. This is a good one. Illusion. Good old-fashioned mirage. This is actually a really intensely beautiful one and a little bit triggery at the same time. This one is despair. We have dolphins for joy. Okay, so we're at the Court for Cups. Here we have the Daughter of Water. Son of Water. Oh, God. This is the Mother of Water. That big, beautiful smile. Here's the Father of Water. There's the Ace. And we're element of air here. This is the one that I went, it was probably the one that my eye went to first. Again, little trigger warning. Again, it's an intense card. This is the Three of Swords. Can't even, just can't even. Like, it's like a lot in one card, a lot to unpack. Like you need to look at this and figure out how you feel about it, and what you're feeling is the meaning of that card. What you're feeling in that moment, that big reaction that you get to these bold images, that's the meaning of the card. Therein lies your attributes. Oof. I love that she has knowledge and a satellite. The 7 is deception. Froze a little bit, sorry. The 7 is deception. Oh, these last two, well, the 9, well, no. I think we've had enough of that kind of intensity. Now we're at the Court. Daughter of Air. Do you see what I mean about the artwork? And the Court are the personification of the intensity of this particular deck. They are up close, they are personal, they look real, they look and they feel real. And they're not just one-dimensional, they have an expression in their eyes that tell a story, that elicit an emotive response. It's beautifully done artwork. And this deck as a whole might look like it lacks color, but does it really lack color? When the artwork speaks so loudly, when things are so detailed, when the emotion is there, when she's captured it beautifully and you have a reaction to that, does it really lack color? I don't think it lacks color. I think the fact that it ignites the imagination and connects with those heartstrings, that's the essence of that, of the missing color of this particular deck. Mother of Air, isn't she beautiful? Doesn't she look all too satisfied? And the Father of Air. He looks happy to me. Where on earth now? This is the change. And it's like a beautiful seasonal change. For those of you who love trees and who respond to trees, I think that that's really beautiful. I'm a tree lover. Sure. We have work here with bees. Love the busy bee reference. Stability with the buttress roots. It's amazing. We have torment here. So the 5 of Pentacles. There is the success. I love the mountainous landscape. Here we have failure. The 8 is circumspection. And her keywords are very different. They're very different. And I think that I'm going to have a look at the book, the digital book, to sort of see where she's coming from, because she has written quite a lot. I know that Alora and Chase both have the digital download for the book. And I think I'm just going to have to go there, because I'm looking at some of these cards and going, why has she put these particular keywords? It's not a criticism. It's a, I would like to know why and what her idea was and what she saw. Here we have gain. We have wealth as depicted. As depicted in grapes. That just makes me think of wine. We have the daughter of earth. Isn't she beautiful? We have the son of earth and his very square jaw. His face shape reminds me of Johnny Bravo. Mother of earth. Oh, so, so lovely. And this is the father of earth. There is such kindness in his eyes. And there you have it. That is the deck. That's the full deck. The Air Elements Tarot by Eleanor Piper. This is the self-published version, and the deck itself will be mass marketed. So it has been picked up by a publisher. So you will be able to access this deck very soon. You can see the artwork itself, like you can actually peruse all of the artwork if you want. If you are those types of people that don't like surprises and you want to know every card and what it looks like, then you'll be able to see that on her Deviant Art page. I think her handle on Deviant Art is Alligator, like as in alligator, but alligator, because her name is Eleanor and her nickname is Ellie. So have a look, or you can type in New Era Elements Tarot and it'll probably bring you up to the same sort of page. Yes, Amber Kay, the court are outstanding court cards, like really outstanding court cards. And it's one of the reasons why I really like the Journey to the Hidden Realm Tarot by Barbara Moore, artwork by the Stone Maiden, Julia Jeffries. It was Julia Jeffries' birthday the other day, actually. It's a little fun fact. That deck, when it first came out many, many years ago, it was criticized as being too facey. And the faciness was what I loved the most about it, because it drew you in. It made it feel personal. And in a deck that brings through a lot of whimsy, you need to connect with a sense of realness in the artwork itself. There needs to be something there that anchors it, that makes it feel like you can connect with it. And the faciness of that particular deck, oh, mosquito has bitten me. The faciness of that particular deck has always really intrigued me. I'm looking over here because it's sitting on my desk right now. Oh, it's one of my favorites. Got to give it a little warm up. Right, folks. Alligator, that's right. I am going to make a move now. It's 9:30. I had just enough time to do this, and then I get stuck into my readings for the day. Got to change cameras over, and I'm doing a couple of spirit work sessions and that today. It's going to be a full day. And if you missed the start of this video, you will know that I'm making a shift to minimalism. So I've already done a huge charity bin run this morning. I'm feeling much lighter. I'm going to have to go through my space soon and get rid of a whole bunch of stuff too. But we will see how we go with that. And that's it. Oh, another thing that I did want to say, and you guys can let me know, actually. You can totally let me know about this. I have received a couple of requests to do charm divination. And I like to fuck around a bit with different kinds of divination until it feels right, until it sits right. And so I've been playing around with charm divination at most Sabbaths, coven gatherings, things like that. Some of the witches in my coven have their own set, have made their own set, and so we have a little play around, and we all sort of sit around and we decipher. And so we've been playing around with that. I've been playing around with it. I just, at the full moon, I took my charm set out there in the light of the full moon. So the full moon here, this time round, the full moon in Aries, which was last week, occurred here in Australia in the Southern Hemisphere at around 4:30 in the morning. And so I had all of my ephemera, the stuff that's on my table, all my OM set, all of my crystals, like my power pieces, the kinds of stuff that are usually on my table all of the time. I had them out. I had them sitting on the dew early freaking morning and charging. And I just got this hella big pull to put my charm set out there. And so I'm going to start offering very low cost, very low cost charm set readings. I'm thinking of maybe 20 Australian dollars for charm readings, and I'm going to play around with how I do that. So I'm just going to play around with it because I actually really like it. I find it to be an absolutely awesome tool. And I want to make another charm set. See how I go. I think I might have to make them themed. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to list them soon so you can see. And they're going to be titled something goofy, probably, because I'm just getting, I've got my training wheels on. I can give a good reading with it, don't get me wrong. But I've been reading charms for months. I've been reading tarot for decades. You know what I mean? The cost needs to be proportionate to the level of time and energy that I've put in. So anyways, we'll see. We'll see. Alrighty, so let me know if you're interested in charm divination. That'll be fun. All right, folks. Well, I'm off. Oh, when is this deck officially on sale? I am not sure. Adriana Morales. Sounds Brazilian. I'm not sure. I'll find out, though. I will find out. I think it was like 2018. So Shiv has had it for a little while now, and yeah, I think it was due for release in 2018. But like I said, if you guys are interested in seeing some of what the artist had to say, and she's fascinating. She is fascinating to speak with, and she does give you a good in-depth perspective on the deck itself, and she does mention the publishing, the printing aspect of it. So she should have mentioned a date there. It was so many months ago, and I've had so much happen that I'm sorry I didn't retain that information. And I probably should have got all that information before I even jumped on live. But quite frankly, I just got to the post office and it was there. I need to take these out. No, that you stay. You stay. So that's going to be my new baby to play with. I'm excited. Right, folks. Sending you so much love, luck, peace, and joy. Wish me luck on my day back in. I haven't done readings for a really long time. It feels like a really long time for someone who does readings every day and who hasn't done one for about 6 weeks. Some of you may know that I've had a broken finger. My finger feels better. I even went to yoga yesterday and did some finger flexes, and it felt so nice because my fingers felt a little bit creaky, like it's like a metal joint that lacks a bit of oil or something like that. I don't know, it's an odd sensation because it's been seized for a really long time. But I did yoga yesterday. I was just like, yes, and it was very finger flexy, and I came back feeling amazing. I've got the biggest smile on my face today. I'm holding a lot of joy, a lot of light, and yeah, thanks for sharing today with me. Mwah, much love, many blessings. Look after yourselves and give Ellie